on the jury?
I'm not saying I didn't have any male role models, but day to day, young men need strong.
That's not what I asked. I asked if you had a male role model between 16 and 18.
I had a figure that I could go to, but not intimately.
Mr. Edwards, right?
Yes, sir.
He had stayed in contact with you even when you graduated into high school, correct?
Yes, sir. We definitely maintained a relationship, but
and he seemed to be pretty enthusiastic about that, right?
Yes, sir.
In fact, you went on a cruise with him at some point, did you not?
Yeah, when I was younger, yes. We had a very close relationship.
And then from what you're saying, if I understand it right, the females, I'm assuming you're talking about your grandmothers and your mom.
All right, bro. Yeah, what up? I'm Big 618Cs, man. That is Sean Gathright. I know y'all been seeing it, right? He's one of the people that was convicted for the murder of Julio Fulio, aka Charles Jones, right down there in Florida. I think it happened in Tampa Bay, if I ain't mistaken. But they drove from Jacksonville to Tampa. They murdered him in the name of the game, in the name of rap game, in the name of the Don Julio bottle and all of that, right? So we gonna watch this, bro. I ain't gonna play all the questioning because I'm sure a lot of y'all done seen this, but I just felt like it's a message. A lot of videos we talk about, we have a lot of fun and stuff, but a lot of times I always try to find a message in these videos. So we're gonna watch a little bit of this and then I'm gonna just deliver my message, I guess. Let's get back to it though.
Stepped into the gap?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It was grandmother's mother, sister.
So let me see if I got this right. When you were being brought up, and you were being brought up by a mother who was enlisted or an officer in the military, an officer, wasn't she?
I don't know exactly what her rank is. I know she was a sergeant.
But in the Marine Corps?
Yes, sir. She was in the Marine Corps.
All right. And then you had a stepfather who was in the Air Force, right?
Yeah, he was.
From the time you were 3 all the way up to when they divorced in 2020.
Yes, sir.
All right. They taught you right from wrong, correct?
Yes, sir.
And we heard that from your grandmother,
yes,
right?
Yes, sir. Yeah. Of course. Yes, sir.
Miss Lyle, she told us the same thing.
Right.
They brought you up in the church. They taught you about the 10 Commandments. They taught you about right from wrong. Did they not?
They did.
All right. And they were excellent role models about living your life in a disciplined, honest, and right way, correct? And being law-abiding, correct?
They really didn't have to worry about me.
Well, let me just answer my question. Would you agree with what I'm telling you? That they were excellent role models of how to live a moral life?
Yes, sir. They definitely instilled the foundation.
May I have one moment, Your Honor?
Yes.
I have nothing else, Your Honor.
Okay, redirect.
Mr. Gathright, despite living, despite having what you called a blessed upbringing, you still find yourself here today, right?
Unfortunately.
Where you had lived, we heard about Mississippi, and was Jacksonville different than where you had lived previously?
Jacksonville was unlike any other city that I've lived in or visited or any other country. The cultures, the neighborhoods, the people, it's completely different.
And how old were you when you kind of started experiencing that culture shock?
So when I moved to Jacksonville, I was about 9 or 10 years old. I didn't really know much about what the streets were, quote unquote, the streets were. It was more whenever I got to high school and I wanted to leave the magnet school that I was at. I wanted to be at more of a neighborhood school to be around the people I grew up with, because at the magnet school is just 30, 45 minutes away. I didn't really know anybody. I wasn't as close as the people who I grew up with. So around high school, that's when I started hearing about, and seeing, the different things like, the drugs and people dying and, stuff like that. And then I was caught completely off guard, but I was curious, like, what is this? And listening to the music, like I was just like caught off guard. Like I'd never experienced something like that, especially living in Japan and, you know, living in different states around the world. I mean, or in the country, it didn't have.
Man, y'all hear that, bro? Bro say, especially living in Japan and different countries around the world. And bro, I was in East St. Louis till I was 19. Bro, I ain't leave East St. Louis till I went to college to play football, bro. Maybe would have never left if I couldn't play football. I was joining the military because I was getting the hell out of here regardless, bro. On my mama, I was getting up out of here. But man, let's get back to it, bro. Like, bro lived a wonderful life, bro. These be them people we be talking about, bro. Like, we gonna get to it though.
What Jacksonville had.
And we've heard from a lot of people that knew you, and I think it's been a pretty consistent theme that you were mature and, smart and interested in things. But you were still what? How old around that time?
I was 14, 15, you know. I definitely would consider myself to be smart and, you know, mature for my age, but
Still curious?
I was still a young boy, you know. I still am a young man.
You think you were kind of impressionable?
I would characterize myself as, you know, at times being naive, gullible, impressionable, and yeah.
And so despite that upbringing, are you finding yourself, you're in a different culture now, but you still want to be as successful as you can?
Yeah, so being in the jail, I'm by myself, especially in a city so far away. I don't know anybody, so I took this time to focus back in on myself and just get back to the basics, what I know, and without anybody being in my ear or influencing me. And, I've cut out the noise. There's not many distractions in jail. It's the same thing every day. So I started to work out and, programs, try to educate myself more, plan, stuff like that. Everybody asks God for things, what we want what we want God to do for us. But a lot of the times we don't ask what God wants from us. And so I've asked God that question, what do you want from me? I'm asking all these things from you. What do you want from me? And he told me that he's calling me. Like, I feel like my calling, or what he told me, was to be there for the youth, serve the youth, keep them from going down similar paths, because there's a better way. And the streets is not the way. The streets are not the way.
Even having everything, trips and privilege and church and grandmas, and you still can find yourself going down a wrong path, right?
Objection, leading.
All right, bro, we heard him say the streets is not the way. The streets is not the way. But that's what people been saying, right? And y'all can't wait until it's too late, until you facing life in jail, till you sitting on the death chair, on death row, facing a death penalty, and you like, damn, I'm 20 years old. I ain't gonna never get no cut up again. I ain't gonna never smoke another blunt in my life. I ain't gonna never play 2K. Like, all for nothing, bro. You ain't even know that man. You ain't had no personal beef with that man. You just wanted to be down with the clique. And that's why a lot of people be saying, y'all be liking boys, because y'all would rather be. But I get it. You know what I'm saying? You young. I remember I used to be on the block. We used to call it the field. We used to be out there 40 deep, bro. But as you get older, the street starts showing you. We going out there 40 deep. And you just see it. Subtract one. He got shot. He went to jail. He snitching. He got killed. He got married. He got smart. You know what I'm saying? It did the block just go down. But the wild thing be this, right? When y'all do these crimes, young boy, y'all do these crimes, y'all do these things, right? And you go to jail, right? Say you get 15, 20 years. After that first 18 months, ain't nobody screaming free you like that, man, besides your mama, your baby mama, your main man. Ain't nobody saying free you like that. After the first 3-4 years, Only a few people select people gonna still send you money, pick up that phone when you call. And it's heartbreaking, you know what I'm saying? Because even myself, I got friends who I just lost contact with them and I got to find them in the system so I can call or send $20 or something like that, bro. But I also got friends that I try to look out for when I can, you know what I'm saying? But we got to make a change, bro. It's like he became a poem, a product of his environment, right? But bro had two environments, you know what I'm saying? And he chose the black pill over the blue pill. You know what I'm saying? He chose the death pill over the life pill. You get what I'm saying? And he had a good upbringing, man. You can look at these pictures and tell, like, bro wasn't really like that until he made himself like that. And you can make yourself like that. But it seemed like shit, since he been locked up, there go that chair again, man. I'm sorry, there go that chair again. I need y'all to hit the like button and comment so I can get me a new chair, bro. I need a new chair, bro. But it's like, he got locked up and all of a sudden he want to have a epiphany, you know what I'm saying? And I kind of feel bad for him, bro, but I also don't, because I done worked with a lot of young boys in the hood, bro. And I personally know young boys that was like this, bro. And we just got to take advantage of our opportunities. And I feel like we always try to find somebody to blame, right? But in today's society, man, it's a lot of opportunities despite the propaganda and everything that's going on, right? Because the propaganda hit different now. They no longer dropping shellings. They're not dropping flyers out of airplanes and posting up, and you know what I'm saying? And they don't even have to infiltrate like they did in the 60s, like they did the Panthers and like they did in Chicago and like they did in LA. They don't even have to infiltrate no more, right? They just sign you to a record deal. Yeah. They just sign you to a little $100,000 record deal. Because like Say Cheese and they've been saying, and I've been saying this for years, if you don't have a story, bro, the rap game ain't messing with you. They don't care about talent. I'm gonna drop a video later on this week of showing you the talent at the fucking Rolling Loud, bro. They don't care about talent no more. And you got to have a story. You got to have a gimmick. You got to have something to make a lot of people love you or a lot of people hate you. And he just wanted to be a part of a story. But you see how the story ended, right? And when I say like they not dropping them leaflets out of planes no more, this MK Ultra is real, bro. It's through the music. Like he said, I was curious. I was fascinated. I was curious. So then I had to get out there and get me a little taste of that. And once he got a taste of it, he kept going and he kept going and he kept going till he stopped. Now he gritting. He up on that stand looking hella sweet, you know, and now he regretting everything he did. But it's over with for him, bro. It's over with for him. So I want to make another point, right? He talked about having men in his life. It's cool to have a man in your life, but you got to have a strong man in your life. You got to have a man in your life that sets boundaries. You know what I'm saying? That knows discipline, that sets structure. You know what I'm saying? Morals. You know what I'm saying? If not, it's pointless. I feel like just listening to the trial over the few weeks, and I ain't made a lot of videos about it, but I've been following this for months, years since it happened, right? And just listening to it, I feel like, and I could be wrong, Mama and them was a little soft on him, and Mama and them made it a little easy on him. Because ain't no way in hell I smoke a nigga and then pull up to Granny house, drop out, wipe the ride down, jump in the next ride. You get what I'm saying? And it looked like he might be the only one with a paid lawyer that was in there. Real talk. He might be the only one that was in there with a paid lawyer. I don't know for sure. But this is sad, bro. And I seen too many people go out like that, bro. It's so many opportunities out here in the world for us young boys, bro. Man, I got a partner right now. Boy did sell me in the feds. He out here, bro. He killing it. He installing HVAC, bro, out here killing it. 10, 15 grand a week. You ain't making that trapping, young boy. It's only a few making that trapping. 10, 15 grand a week. I'm talking about profit. Not 10, 15 grand I gotta take back to the boss. But we gotta start changing the narratives, bro, in the community. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard. And so I subscribe to this theory right here, right? I call it tribalism, right? I'm gonna look out for me and mine. The young boys in my circle, the one young boys I got close proximity to, the ones I could touch, pause, the ones I could talk to, the ones I could pick up that phone and call. And I'm gonna try to help them in any way that I can and teach them and lead them in the right direction and not make the same mistakes that I made in life, right? Because a lot of people don't be getting second chances, bro. And a lot of people don't walk away. So if you get a second chance, you need to take advantage of that opportunity. If you get out the feds, bro, don't go back. You get out the county, don't go fed. Real talk. You go state, don't go fed. Like, it's just so many other opportunities. If you feel you got to do that, get your bread, bro, and get up out of there, bro. I know it's way easier said than done because I've been there, but I also know that it's possible, bro. You could be so deep in that shit, bro, that you can't even swim, you can't even breathe, you can't even see because the muddy water's so thick and you so far up under. But you can come out and you can see the light and you can walk on land. And that's all I wanted to say, bro, because I ain't saying it hurt me, but damn, bro, I'm tired of seeing these young boys go out like that. That's why I don't be making a whole lot of rap content no more. And that's why sometimes it be hard for me to like make videos consistently because I can't do it unless I feel it. You know what I'm saying? I can't do it unless I feel it. And I just ain't been feeling the rap game like that no more. But I'm gonna try to get back to it because I'm tired of all the murder, death, kill, because I just know it's so much more to us and so much more to our people, bro. Like that's one of the main reasons I quit shooting rap videos, because I was just tired of it, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm going out here for $100, $150. I got 16, 13, 14, 18-year-olds and 5 40-year-olds, and everybody got pistols, bro. And they all in my face for $100, bro. I couldn't take it no more. They stressed me out, dog. I couldn't take it no more, bro. I ain't survived East St. Louis for that shit, bro. I couldn't take it. But we got to do better, bro. We got to do better, man. I feel bad for this dude, G. We're going to come back later on today. We're going to watch this. I found an interview online. Somebody interviewed his stepfather that was in his life. So later on tonight, I'm going to come back and we're going to drop that after work. I'm going to holler at y'all, man. I'm Big 61 ACs. I love y'all. Peace, dog, man. Stay off them streets, bro.